Hey, warrior. Yeah, you. Right now, in this exact moment, I want you to stop scrolling. Stop running. Stop pretending that everything's fine when your mind is a battlefield you can't seem to win. You wake up tired. You go to bed anxious. Somewhere between morning coffee and midnight scrolling, you lost yourself. Your thoughts spiral. Your worries multiply. And the more you try to control everything around you, the more out of control you feel inside. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." But here's the brutal truth most people never accept. You're not suffering because life is hard. You're suffering because you're fighting reality itself. You're resisting what is. You're clinging to what was. You're fearing what might be. And in that resistance, in that constant war with existence, you're destroying your own peace. Look around you. The modern world has made comfort a religion. We worship ease. We chase likes, validation, distractions. We've built entire lives around avoiding discomfort, around numbing pain, around keeping busy so we never have to face the silence of our own minds. And what did it get us? A generation drowning in anxiety, paralyzed by overthinking, suffocating under the weight of worry that serves no purpose except to steal today's peace for tomorrow's phantom problems. The ancient Stoics understood something we've forgotten. Peace isn't something you find. It's something you build, brick by brick, thought by thought, choice by choice. It's not about eliminating challenges. It's about transforming your relationship with them. It's not about controlling the world. It's about mastering yourself. So here's my question for you, and I want you to answer it honestly, right now, in your heart. Are you ready to stop being a slave to your thoughts? Are you ready to stop letting fear dictate your decisions? Are you ready to build the unshakable mind that Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus spent their entire lives cultivating? Because if you're not, if you're here looking for quick fixes or feel-good platitudes, this isn't for you. Close this video. Go back to your comfortable suffering. But if there's still a spark inside you, if there's still a warrior buried beneath the weight of modern weakness, then stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you 10 ancient Stoic habits that will stop your worrying, end your overthinking, and finally calm the storm inside your mind. These aren't theories. These aren't philosophical abstractions. These are battle-tested practices that have guided emperors, slaves, warriors, and philosophers through wars, plagues, exile, and death itself. And they will guide you through whatever you're facing right now. This message is not for everyone. It's for the few who are tired of being controlled by their emotions. It's for those who recognize that true freedom doesn't come from changing your circumstances, but from changing how you respond to them. It's for anyone who's ever felt trapped inside their own head and decided that today, right now, something has to change. If that's you, if that fire still burns somewhere inside you, then let's begin this journey together. Let's rebuild your mind the Stoic way. Number 1. Accept what you cannot control and release what you cannot change. Here's where most of your suffering comes from. You're trying to control things that were never yours to control in the first place. The weather, traffic, other people's opinions, your past, the economy, your boss's mood, your friends' choices. You lie awake at night replaying conversations you can't redo. You stress about outcomes you can't guarantee. You worry about judgments you can't prevent. and every single one of these thoughts is stealing your peace and giving you absolutely nothing in return. Epictetus taught his students a simple truth that would change their lives forever. Some things are within our power, while others are not. Within our power are opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, and, in a word, whatever is of our own doing. Not within our power are our body, our property, reputation, office, and, in a word, whatever is not of our own doing. Read that again. Absorb it. Most of what you worry about falls into the second category. Most of what consumes your mental energy is completely outside your control. And the tragedy is this: while you're exhausting yourself trying to control the uncontrollable, you're neglecting the one thing you actually have power over: your response, your perspective, your choices in this present moment. The Stoics had a practice. Every morning they would remind themselves of this fundamental truth. They would look at their day and consciously separate what they could control from what they couldn't. Can I control whether it rains today? No. Can I control whether I bring an umbrella? Yes. Can I control if someone criticizes me? No. Can I control whether I let that criticism define my worth? Absolutely. Yes. This isn't about becoming passive. This isn't about giving up or not caring. This is about directing your limited energy toward what actually matters. Think about it like this. You have a finite amount of mental and emotional energy every single day. Imagine it's a battery. Now, every time you worry about something outside your control, you're draining that battery on something that will never charge it back. You're spending power on ghosts, on phantoms, on problems that don't exist yet or situations you cannot change. But when you accept what you cannot control, when you truly release your grip on outcomes and other people's actions and the unknowable future, something miraculous happens. All that energy, all that power you were wasting, it returns to you. And suddenly you have the strength, the clarity, the focus to pour everything into what you actually can control. Your effort, your attitude, your integrity, your discipline, your response to whatever life throws at you. Let me tell you something practical. Starting today, I want you to practice the Stoic pause. When you feel anxiety rising, when worry starts to spiral, stop. Just stop for 5 seconds. Ask yourself this simple question: can I control this? If the answer is no, and you're honest with yourself, the answer is almost always no, then your next thought should be, then why am I giving it my peace? Acknowledge the thought. Don't fight it. Don't suppress it. Just recognize it for what it is: a pointless expenditure of energy. Then, consciously redirect your focus to what you can control in this moment. Can't control whether you get the job. Control how thoroughly you prepare for the interview. Can't control whether someone loves you back. Control how honestly and courageously you express yourself. Can't control whether you get sick. Control your habits, your sleep, your nutrition, your daily choices that build a resilient body and mind. This is the foundation of Stoic peace. This is where tranquility begins. Not in a perfect life, not in a world that bends to your will, but in the profound acceptance that most of life is beyond your control, and that's exactly as it should be. Your job isn't to control the river. Your job is to learn to navigate it with skill and grace. So here's your first affirmation, and I want you to type this in the comments right now, not later, right now. Type: I release what I cannot control. I focus on what I can. Say it out loud. Feel it. This is your first step toward freedom. Number 2. Practice negative visualization to destroy fear and appreciate what you have. Now, this one's going to challenge you, because we've been taught the opposite our entire lives. We've been told to think positive, visualize success, manifest abundance, focus only on what you want and never on what you fear. And yes, optimism has its place, but the Stoics understood something deeper, something more powerful, something that actually works when life gets hard. They practiced something called premeditatio malorum, negative visualization, the premeditation of evils. Sounds dark, doesn't it? Sounds pessimistic. But here's what it actually is. It's mental preparation. It's emotional inoculation. It's the practice of imagining loss, hardship, and adversity before they happen, so that when they do happen, and they will happen, you're not destroyed by them. Seneca wrote, "The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable." But he also taught that we should regularly contemplate the worst that could happen, not to torture ourselves, but to rob those future events of their power to devastate us. Think about this. Most of your anxiety comes from the fear of loss, fear of losing your job, fear of losing your health, fear of losing someone you love, fear of losing your status, your comfort, your security. You cling so tightly to what you have that the mere thought of losing it paralyzes you. But here's what the Stoics realized. Everything you have, you will eventually lose. Your youth, your health, your possessions, everyone you love, your own life. This isn't pessimism. This is reality. This is the fundamental truth of existence. Everything is temporary. Everything is on loan. And the moment you truly accept this, the moment you stop pretending that you can hold on to anything forever, something shifts inside you. You stop taking things for granted. You start appreciating what you have right now, in this moment, because you're no longer under the illusion that it's permanent. You stop being paralyzed by the fear of loss because you've already mentally prepared for it. You've already contemplated it. You've already accepted that it's coming. And when you do that, when you face your fears directly in the safety of your imagination, they lose their power over you. Let me give you a practical example. Every week, spend 5 minutes imagining your life without something you value. Imagine losing your job. Really imagine it. What would you do? How would you survive? What skills do you have? What resources? Walk through the scenario. You'd figure it out, wouldn't you? You'd adapt. You'd find a way. Now, imagine losing your health. Imagine an injury or illness that changes your life. How would you cope? What would still matter? What would you focus on? You'd find strength you didn't know you had. This isn't morbid. This is liberating. Because when you realize that you could handle loss, that you could adapt to hardship, that you could survive even your worst fears, those fears stop controlling you. They stop whispering threats in the background of every decision. They stop draining your energy. They stop stealing your joy. And here's the second gift of negative visualization. Gratitude, real gratitude. Not the shallow kind where you list 3 things you're thankful for before bed, but deep, bone-level appreciation for what you have right now. When you spend time imagining your life without your loved ones, and then you see them again, really see them, everything changes. When you imagine being unable to walk, and then you go for a run, you feel every step differently. When you imagine blindness, and then you watch a sunrise, the colors hit different. Marcus Aurelius practiced this daily. As Emperor of Rome, he had everything: wealth, power, prestige, and every morning he would remind himself that he could lose it all, that he would lose it all. and in doing so, he stayed grounded. He stayed grateful. He stayed focused on what truly mattered, not what was temporary and external. Start today. Tonight, before you sleep, imagine your life without one thing you love. Just sit with that image for 3 minutes. Don't run from it. Don't distract yourself. Face it. Feel it. And then open your eyes and realize that you still have it. Right now, in this moment, it's still here. How precious is that? How beautiful is that? Don't wait until it's gone to appreciate it. The Stoics weren't pessimists. They were realists who chose joy anyway. They were warriors who faced darkness so they could fully embrace light. They prepared for loss so they could love what they had without the desperate clinging that turns love into suffering. Type this in the comments. I appreciate what I have because I know it's temporary. Own that truth. It will set you free. Number 3, control your morning. Control your life. Listen to me carefully. The first hour of your day determines everything, not just your mood, not just your productivity, your entire trajectory, your entire identity, because how you start your morning is who you're choosing to be. And most people, they surrender their morning before they even get out of bed. They reach for their phone. They scroll through other people's lives. They consume news, drama, comparison, chaos. They flood their fresh, clean mind with garbage before they've even taken their first conscious breath. And then they wonder why they feel anxious all day. They wonder why they can't focus. They wonder why they feel like passengers in their own lives instead of drivers. The Stoics understood that morning is sacred. It's the only time you have complete control. No one's demanding anything from you yet. No crisis has erupted. It's just you and the new day. Pure potential. And what you do with that time, what you choose to focus on, what you choose to put into your mind, that determines whether you live as a Stoic or as a slave to circumstance. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, would begin his day not by checking dispatches from distant provinces, not by diving into imperial business, but by sitting in silence and reminding himself of fundamental truths. He would contemplate his own mortality. He would review Stoic principles. He would prepare his mind for the challenges ahead. He would essentially armor his consciousness before stepping into battle. And make no mistake, every day is a battle against distraction, against reactivity, against the constant pull of urgency and emotion and other people's agendas. If you don't control your morning, and therefore your day, will be controlled by everyone and everything else. You'll be reactive instead of proactive, scattered instead of focused, anxious instead of grounded. Here's what a Stoic morning looks like, and I want you to implement this starting tomorrow. Not next Monday. Not when things calm down. Tomorrow. Wake up before you have to. Give yourself space, even if it's just 15 minutes. Don't reach for your phone. That device is a portal to everyone else's priorities. Leave it alone. Instead, sit in silence. Just 5 minutes of silence. No music, no podcasts, no noise. Just you and your thoughts. Let your mind clear. Let your consciousness fully arrive in your body. Then practice gratitude, but not the fluffy kind. Real Stoic gratitude. Look at your hands. You can move them. Look around. You can see. Take a breath. Your lungs work. You woke up today. That's not guaranteed. People went to sleep last night who didn't wake up this morning. You did. You have another chance. Another opportunity to live with purpose. How precious is that? Next, review your principles. What kind of person are you choosing to be today? What virtues will guide you? Courage, temperance, justice, wisdom? Don't just think it. Say it. Out loud if possible. Today, I will be patient. Today, I will be disciplined. Today, I will respond with wisdom, not react with emotion. This isn't affirmation fluff. This is preparation. You're programming your mind for the challenges ahead. Then, contemplate obstacles. What challenges might you face today? What meetings? What difficult conversations? What temptations? Visualize them. See yourself handling them with stoic calm. See yourself choosing your response instead of being controlled by your reaction. Epictetus taught, "Don't hope that events will turn out the way you want. Welcome events in whichever way they happen, and you will go on well. Prepare for resistance. Expect difficulty. Welcome it as an opportunity to practice your philosophy. Finally, move your body." The Stoics weren't just philosophers. They were practitioners. They trained. They understood that a weak body creates a weak mind. Do something physical. Walk, run, train, move energy through your system. Wake up your biology. You're not just a brain floating in space. You're an integrated system. And when your body is strong and vital, your mind follows. This morning routine, this first hour of sovereignty over yourself, it compounds. Every single day. You're not just starting your day. You're reinforcing your identity. You're proving to yourself that you're in control, that you have discipline, that you're not a slave to comfort or convenience or the path of least resistance. And that internal evidence, that daily proof of your own capacity, it builds unshakable confidence and calm. Compare that to the person who hits snooze 3 times, scrolls for 30 minutes, rushes through their morning in chaos, and shows up to their life already defeated, already reactive, already anxious. Same human, same potential, but completely different trajectory, all because of how they used that first hour. Your morning is a microcosm of your entire life. Master your morning, and you'll master your day. Master your day, and you'll master your life. It's that simple. It's that profound. The Stoics didn't have smartphones. They didn't have the 1,000 distractions we face, but they had the same fundamental choice we have. Will you control your attention, or will your attention control you? Will you design your day, or will your day happen to you? Starting tomorrow, you're taking back your morning. Type this: I control my morning. I control my life. Commit to it. Honor it. Your future self will thank you. Number 4. Embrace discomfort as your greatest teacher. Here's the uncomfortable truth about modern life. We've become addicted to comfort. We've engineered entire existences around avoiding pain, dodging difficulty, eliminating effort. Too hot? Air conditioning? Too cold? Heating? Hungry? Delivery? Bored? Infinite entertainment? Lonely? Digital connection? Uncomfortable emotion? Prescription? We've created a world where discomfort is treated as a malfunction, as something to fix, to eliminate, to medicate away. And in doing so, we've made ourselves weak. The Stoics believed the opposite. They believed that discomfort, hardship, adversity, these aren't obstacles to a good life. They are the good life. They're the forge in which character is built. They're the resistance that makes you strong. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." But we've forgotten this. We've confused comfort with happiness. We've mistaken ease with peace, and it's destroying us. Think about it. When have you ever grown from comfort? When has staying in your comfort zone ever made you stronger, braver, more capable? Never. Growth lives outside comfort. Always has. Always will. But somewhere along the way, we decided that the goal of life is to minimize discomfort, to create a perfectly controlled environment where nothing ever challenges us, nothing ever pushes us, nothing ever demands more than we think we can give. And what's the result? A generation that falls apart at the first sign of hardship, that crumbles under pressure, that's paralyzed by anxiety, because they've never built resilience. They've never proven to themselves that they can handle difficult things. They've never voluntarily chosen discomfort. So when life inevitably brings discomfort, and it will, they have no capacity to cope. The Stoics practiced something radical. They chose discomfort, deliberately, regularly. Marcus Aurelius, who could have lived in absolute luxury, would sometimes sleep on the floor. He would fast when food was abundant. He would expose himself to cold. Not because he was masochistic, not because he hated himself, but because he understood that comfort makes you fragile and discomfort makes you anti-fragile. When you voluntarily embrace discomfort, when you choose the hard thing, you're doing two powerful things simultaneously. First, you're building capacity. You're expanding your window of tolerance. You're proving to yourself that you can handle more than you thought. And that proof, that evidence, it eliminates fear. You stop being afraid of difficulty because you've already faced it by choice. You've already won. Second, you're reclaiming power. When you choose discomfort, you're no longer at its mercy. You're no longer avoiding it, dreading it, letting it control your decisions. You're walking toward it. You're embracing it. You're using it. And the moment you do that, it stops being your enemy. It becomes your tool. Let me give you practical examples. Take cold showers. Not because cold showers have magical properties, but because every single time you turn that dial to cold, every single time you step into discomfort when you could choose warm, you're exercising the muscle of discipline. You're proving that you can do hard things. You're training your mind to not always take the easy path. Fast occasionally, not to punish yourself, but to remember what hunger actually feels like, to break your dependence on constant consumption, to prove that you have more control over your appetites than you think. Do hard workouts, not just to build your body, but to show yourself that you can push through discomfort, that you can embrace the burn, that you can choose effort when your body is screaming for rest. Have difficult conversations you've been avoiding. Sit in silence with your uncomfortable emotions, instead of immediately reaching for distraction. Say no to things you want but don't need. These aren't acts of self-denial. These are acts of self-mastery. You're not depriving yourself. You're liberating yourself from being controlled by the constant need for comfort. The Stoics understood that true peace doesn't come from eliminating all discomfort from your life. It comes from being so comfortable with discomfort that nothing can shake you. It comes from knowing with absolute certainty that you can handle whatever comes. Not because life will be easy, but because you will be strong. Right now, our entire culture is built on avoiding this truth. Billion-dollar industries exist to sell you comfort, convenience, ease. And yes, there's a place for comfort. I'm not saying live like a monk, but I am saying this. If you never voluntarily choose discomfort, if you always take the easy path, if you always prioritize your immediate comfort over your long-term strength, you will remain weak. And life doesn't respect weakness. Life will test you whether you're ready or not. So the question is, will you wait for life to force discomfort upon you when you're unprepared? Or will you seek it out now, on your terms, when you control it? Will you let hardship break you? Or will you use hardship to forge yourself into someone unbreakable? Start small. Today, choose one uncomfortable thing, just one, and do it. Not because you have to, but because you can. Because you're stronger than your need for comfort. Because you're training for life, and life requires strength. Type this affirmation: I embrace discomfort because it makes me strong. Say it, mean it, live it. Number 5, master your attention, or your attention will master you. Where your attention goes, your life follows. Read that again. Where your attention goes, your life follows. This is not metaphor. This is not philosophy. This is mechanism. Your attention is the most valuable resource you have. More valuable than time. More valuable than money. Because your attention determines what you think about, what you feel, what you become. And right now, in this exact moment, there's a war being waged for your attention. And you're losing. Every app you open, every notification that pings, every headline designed to outrage you, every algorithm optimized to keep you scrolling, they're all engineered by some of the smartest people in the world to hijack your attention and keep it. Not for your benefit, for theirs. You think you're just checking your phone. You think you're just browsing for a few minutes. But you're not. You're hemorrhaging your consciousness. You're giving away your most precious resource for free. And you're getting nothing but anxiety and distraction in return. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." But he lived in a world with a fraction of the distractions you face. No smartphones, no social media, no infinite content streams. And even then, he recognized that controlling attention was the fundamental challenge of a meaningful life. If it was hard, then imagine how hard it is now. Imagine how intentional you have to be. The Stoics practiced ruthless attention management. They understood that your mind is like a garden. Whatever you water grows. Whatever you feed strengthens. If you spend hours consuming negativity, drama, comparison, outrage, fear, what do you think grows in your mind? If you scroll through curated highlight reels of other people's lives, what do you think happens to your satisfaction with your own? If you constantly context switch, checking this, updating that, responding here, reacting there, what do you think happens to your capacity for deep focus? You become fragmented, scattered, reactive, anxious. You train your brain to crave stimulation, to need novelty, to be unable to sit with itself. And then you wonder why you can't focus, why you can't think deeply, why you feel restless and empty even though you're constantly consuming content. It's because you've given away your attention to forces that don't have your best interests at heart. Here's what you need to understand. Every moment you spend consuming someone else's content is a moment you're not creating your own life. Every moment you spend scrolling is a moment you're not building, not learning, not connecting, not growing. You're being entertained, you're being distracted, you're being pacified, and you're calling it living. The Stoic practice is simple but brutal. Reclaim your attention. Guard it like it's the most valuable thing you own, because it is. Delete social media apps from your phone. Not forever, just for a week. See what happens. Watch how many times you instinctively reach for something that's not there. Watch how uncomfortable you get with silence, with boredom, with just being present. Create attention blocks. Designate specific times for specific activities. When you work, work, no phone, no tabs, no interruptions. Just you and the task. When you're with someone, be with them. Actually with them. Not physically present, but mentally elsewhere. When you read one thing, deeply. Not skimming through 17 articles while listening to a podcast and checking notifications. The Stoics called this prosouchi, prososh, attention, presence, the practice of bringing your full awareness to what you're doing right now. Not what you did, not what you're about to do. Right now, this moment, this task, this person, this breath, because this is all you ever actually have. This moment, everything else is memory or imagination. And here's what happens when you reclaim your attention. Everything changes. Your anxiety drops. You know why? Because anxiety lives in the future. It lives in what-ifs and maybes and all the things that might go wrong. But when you're fully present, when your attention is completely here, there's no room for anxiety. There's just this moment, and this moment is almost always okay. Your productivity skyrockets. You know why? Because you're not pseudo-working. You're not half-assing everything while fully-assing nothing. You're bringing your complete focus to one thing at a time. And you do more in 2 hours of focused attention than most people do in 8 hours of distracted effort. Your relationships deepen. You know why? Because people feel it when you're actually there. When you're not checking your phone every 5 minutes. When you're not thinking about the next thing. When you're present with them, listening, connecting, being. That's rare now. That's precious. That's what creates real intimacy. Your peace grows. You know why? Because you're no longer scattered. You're no longer pulled in 1,000 directions. You're no longer trying to exist in 5 places at once. You're here, fully, completely. And there's profound peace in that. Start today. Right now, close every tab except this one. Put your phone in another room. For just 1 hour. Focus completely on whatever you do next. Notice how hard it is. Notice the discomfort. That discomfort is addiction, withdrawal. That's what it feels like to break a habit. Push through it. Your mind will thank you. Type this commitment. I guard my attention because my life depends on it. Because it does. Your attention is your life. Don't give it away. Number 6. Practice voluntary poverty to appreciate abundance. This is going to sound crazy to you. In a world that tells you to get more, achieve more, accumulate more, the Stoics practiced having less, deliberately, temporarily. They would live simply, eat basic food, wear plain clothes, sleep on hard surfaces, not because they were poor, but because they chose it. They called this practice voluntary poverty, or voluntary discomfort, and it was one of their most powerful tools for maintaining gratitude, perspective, and freedom from material dependence. Seneca, one of the wealthiest men in Rome, would regularly practice living like he'd lost everything. He'd spend days eating only bread and water, sleeping on the floor, wearing simple clothes. And then he'd ask himself, is this what I've been so afraid of? Is this really so terrible? And the answer was always no. The fear of poverty is worse than poverty itself. The dread of loss is worse than loss itself. We build these catastrophic scenarios in our minds, and they paralyze us. They make us desperate. They make us cling. They steal our peace. But when you voluntarily experience simplicity, when you prove to yourself that you can be happy with less, that you can be content with basics, everything changes. You realize you don't need half of what you think you need. You realize that your happiness isn't dependent on your possessions. You realize that you're not as fragile as you thought. And that realization is freedom. Here's the trap we all fall into. We think we'll be happy when we get the thing. The promotion, the house, the car, the relationship, the body, whatever. We think happiness is just one acquisition away. So we chase, we work, we stress, we sacrifice. We finally get the thing. And for about 3 days, maybe 3 weeks if we're lucky, we feel satisfied. And then it fades. The new becomes normal. The special becomes standard. And we're back to wanting the next thing. This is called the hedonic treadmill, and it will steal your entire life if you let it. The Stoics saw through this trap 2,000 years ago. They understood that more stuff doesn't create more happiness. It creates more anxiety, more things to maintain, more things to worry about losing, more complexity, more attachment. True wealth, true abundance, it's not having everything you want. It's wanting only what you have. So here's the practice. Once a month, live simply for 24 hours. Eat the most basic food, rice and beans, bread and water. Nothing fancy, nothing indulgent. Just sustenance. Wear your plainest clothes. Sleep on the floor if you can. Go without entertainment. No streaming, no scrolling. Just you and simplicity. And while you do this, pay attention. Notice that you're fine. You're not suffering. You're not dying. You're actually okay. Maybe uncomfortable, maybe bored, but fundamentally okay. And when those 24 hours end, when you return to your normal life with your normal comforts, everything hits different. That morning, coffee tastes incredible. Your bed feels like luxury. Your regular meal is a feast. You appreciate what you have because you've experienced life without it. This practice does something else too. It breaks your dependence on material comfort. Right now, whether you admit it or not, you're probably somewhat enslaved to your lifestyle. You need certain comforts. You need certain conveniences. You've built your entire life around maintaining a specific standard of living. And that's fine until circumstances change, until you lose your job, until economy crashes, until life doesn't cooperate with your plans. Then what? If your happiness is entirely dependent on external conditions, you're fragile, you're vulnerable, you're at the mercy of forces outside your control. But when you regularly practice simplicity, when you prove to yourself that you can be content with less, you become anti-fragile. You know you'll be okay regardless. You know that your peace doesn't depend on maintaining a certain lifestyle. And that knowledge is power, real power. The Stoics weren't advocating for actual poverty. They weren't saying, never enjoy nice things. They were saying, don't become dependent on them. Don't let your happiness require them. Don't build an identity around them. Because everything external can be taken from you. Your wealth, your status, your possessions, everything. The only thing that can't be taken is who you are, your character, your virtue, your internal state. Marcus Aurelius had all the wealth and power in the world, but he practiced simplicity to remind himself that none of it defined him. None of it was necessary for his peace. He was complete with or without it, and that made him truly free. Not free from responsibility or work or challenge, but free from the desperate clinging that turns possessions into prisons. Try this practice. This week, pick one day. Live simply. Experience voluntary poverty, and watch what happens. Watch how your relationship with your stuff changes. Watch how your gratitude increases. Watch how your fear of loss decreases. This is Stoic wealth. Not having everything, but needing nothing. Comment this truth. I am wealthy because I need little. Own that. Live that. Be free. Number 7. Respond. Don't react. Emotional mastery is your superpower. Here's where most people lose the game of life. They're completely controlled by their emotions. Something happens. They react. Someone says something. They snap back. Traffic's bad. They rage. Plans change. They crumble. They're like puppets, and their emotions are pulling all the strings. They spend their entire lives reacting to circumstances, to other people, to their own thoughts, and they wonder why they feel powerless, why they feel out of control, why they can't find peace. Epictetus taught something radical. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Most people hear that and think it's about positive thinking. It's not. It's about sovereignty. It's about the gap between stimulus and response. It's about the most important space in human existence, the space where you choose. Something happens. That's the stimulus. You can't control that. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Your boss criticizes you. Your partner says something hurtful. A plan falls through. Life happens, always has, always will. But between that stimulus and your response, there's a gap, a space, a moment. And in that moment, you have a choice. Will you react automatically, emotionally, unconsciously? Or will you respond deliberately, rationally, powerfully? Most people collapse that gap. Stimulus, response. Instant, automatic. No thought, no choice, just pure reaction. Someone insults them, they insult back. Someone cuts them off, they rage. Bad news comes, they panic. They've trained themselves to be reactive machines, and then they claim they had no choice. They made me angry. The situation stressed me out. I couldn't help it. All lies, all abdication of responsibility, all surrender of power. The Stoics spent their entire lives expanding that gap, training themselves to pause, to insert consciousness between stimulus and response, to choose their reaction instead of being controlled by it. And this right here, this is where you take back your life. This is where you become powerful. Not when you can control what happens to you, but when you can control how you respond to what happens to you. Here's the practice. It's simple, but it requires vigilance. When something triggers you, when you feel emotion rising, when you want to react, pause. Just pause. Take 3 deep breaths, 3 conscious, intentional breaths. In that pause, ask yourself 3 questions. First, what am I feeling right now? Name it. Anger, fear, hurt, frustration, disappointment, just name it. Don't judge it, don't suppress it, just recognize it. Second, is this reaction going to help me or hurt me? If you snap at your partner, will that improve your relationship? If you rage in traffic, will that change the traffic? If you panic about news, will that change the news? Almost always, the answer is no. Your emotional reaction will hurt you, not help you. It will damage relationships. It will steal your peace. It will cloud your judgment. It will make you someone you don't want to be. Third, what's the response that aligns with who I want to be? Not who you are when you're triggered. Who you want to be. Your best self. Your stoic self. The person you're becoming through this practice. What would that person do? How would they respond? With patience, with understanding, with calm, with dignity. Choose that response, consciously, deliberately. This isn't about suppressing emotion. The Stoics weren't emotionless robots. They felt everything, but they didn't let those feelings control them. They acknowledged emotion as information, not as instruction. They felt anger and chose patience anyway. They felt fear and chose courage anyway. They felt hurt and chose compassion anyway. That's power, real power. Think about the people you most respect, the people you admire. Are they reactive? Do they fly off the handle? Do they let circumstances control them? No, they're measured, they're calm, they respond thoughtfully. They maintain composure under pressure, and you respect them for it. You can be that person. You can develop that capacity, but only through practice, only through consistently choosing response over reaction. Start tracking this. Every time you react emotionally today, notice it. Don't judge yourself, just notice. Oh, I just reacted. That awareness is the first step. Tomorrow, try to catch yourself before you react. Pause, breathe, choose. You won't be perfect. You'll still react sometimes. But with practice, you'll catch yourself more often. The gap will expand. Your power will grow. And here's what happens. Your relationships transform. People trust you because you're stable. You're not a bomb waiting to explode. You're solid, reliable, calm. Your decision-making improves. You're not making choices from emotion. You're making them from clarity. Your peace deepens. You're not constantly triggered by life. You're moving through it with grace. Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal, war, plague, loss. He had every reason to be reactive, to be bitter, to be angry, but he chose otherwise. Over and over. That's why his words still echo 2,000 years later. Not because his life was easy, but because he mastered himself when life was hard. This is your challenge. Master your emotions before they master you. Expand the gap. Choose your response. Become powerful. Type this declaration. I respond with wisdom, not react with emotion. Commit to this. Practice this. Become this. Number 8. Embrace mortality. Death gives life meaning. We need to talk about the thing no one wants to talk about. Death. Your death. My death. Everyone's death. The absolute certainty that one day, maybe today, maybe in 50 years, you will stop existing in this form. Your heart will stop beating. Your consciousness will cease. Everything you are, everything you've built, everyone you love, it will all end. And we spend our entire lives pretending this isn't true, running from this reality, distracting ourselves from this fundamental fact. The Stoics did the opposite. They contemplated death daily. They practiced something called Memento Mori. Remember that you will die. Not to be morbid, not to be depressing, but because death awareness is life awareness. Because the moment you truly accept that your time is limited, you stop wasting it. You stop taking it for granted. You stop living like you have forever when you don't. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." Read that again. You could leave life right now. This could be your last day, your last hour, your last conversation, your last chance to tell someone you love them, your last chance to do the thing you've been putting off, your last chance to be who you want to be. If you really believed that, would you live differently? Of course you would. But we don't believe it, not really. We intellectually know we're going to die, but we live like we're immortal. We put things off. We hold grudges. We stay in situations that drain us. We avoid difficult conversations. We waste time on things that don't matter. We're cruel to people we love. We're lazy with our potential. We scroll and consume and numb ourselves. And we do all of this because we think we have time. We think we have tomorrow. We think we have next year. We think we have decades. But you don't know that. No one does. Death doesn't wait for convenient timing. It doesn't wait for you to finish your plans. It doesn't wait for you to be ready. People younger than you died today, healthier than you, stronger than you, with more to live for than you. They woke up this morning thinking they had time, just like you're thinking right now. They were wrong. You might be wrong too. This isn't meant to scare you. This is meant to wake you up. Because death awareness creates life urgency. When you remember that your time is limited, you stop wasting it. You stop putting off the important things. You stop holding on to petty resentments. You stop avoiding challenges. You stop living in fear of judgment or failure or discomfort. Because none of that matters against the backdrop of mortality. None of it's worth trading your finite time for. Here's the Stoic practice. Every morning, before you start your day, remind yourself, I might die today. Not in a fearful way, in an accepting way. This could be it. These could be my last hours. What do I want to do with them? Who do I want to be? What matters? And throughout your day, when you face a decision, ask yourself, if I knew I would die in a year, would I do this? Would I waste time on this drama? Would I hold this grudge? Would I avoid this conversation? Would I stay in this toxic situation? Would I put off this dream? Usually, the answer is no. Death clarifies everything. It burns away all the bullshit. It reveals what actually matters. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." You're not living on borrowed time. You're living on stolen time. Every moment is a gift. Every breath is a miracle. Every day you wake up is a day someone else didn't get. And what are you doing with it? Are you living? Really living? Or are you just existing? Passing time? Waiting for some day that might never come? The awareness of death should make you more alive, not less. It should make you more present, more grateful, more courageous, more loving, more focused, more urgent, because you realize, really realize, that this is it. This is not a rehearsal. This is not a practice run. This is your one life, your one chance, your one shot to be who you want to be and do what you want to do and love who you want to love. And yes, everyone you love will die too. Your parents, your partner, your children if you have them, your friends, everyone. And knowing that, really knowing that, should make you love them harder. Appreciate them more. Tell them while you can. Show them while you're here. Because one day, you or they won't be. And you'll wish you had. You'll wish you'd said it. You'll wish you'd shown it. You'll wish you hadn't wasted time on stupid arguments and petty grudges and assumed you'd have more chances. Right now, think of someone you love, someone important to you. Imagine they died tonight. Really imagine it. How would you feel? What would you regret not saying? What would you regret not doing? Now realize they're still alive. You still have time. You still have a chance. What are you waiting for? This is Memento Mori. This is the Stoic practice that gives life its meaning. Death is not the enemy. Wasting life is the enemy. Death is just the deadline. And deadlines create urgency. They create focus. They create action. Use death as fuel. Let it wake you up. Let it drive you. Let it make you present. Type this reminder. I will die, so today I will live. Mean it. Feel it. Let it change you. Number 9. Serve something larger than yourself. Here's a truth that modern culture hates. A life focused only on yourself is empty. A life spent chasing only your own pleasure, your own success, your own satisfaction, it's hollow. It might feel good for a while. It might even look successful from the outside. But inside, there's a gnawing sense that something's missing, that all of this is meaningless, that none of it matters. The Stoics understood that humans need purpose beyond themselves. We need to serve. We need to contribute. We need to be part of something larger than our own small existence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What is not good for the hive is not good for the bee." You are not separate from humanity. You are part of it, and your well-being is tied to the well-being of the whole. This goes against everything we've been taught. We've been raised on individualism, on self-interest, on getting yours, on maximizing your own happiness, on following your passion, on living your truth. And yes, there's value in self-development. There's value in personal growth. But if it ends there, if it's all about you, you'll never find what you're looking for. Because meaning doesn't come from self-focus. It comes from self-transcendence. It comes from contributing to something beyond yourself. Think about the happiest moments in your life. The most meaningful moments. I bet they weren't when you bought something for yourself. They weren't when you achieved something selfish. They were when you helped someone, when you created something valuable, when you made a difference, when you were part of something bigger, when you sacrificed for someone you love, when you contributed to a cause you believe in. That's when life feels real. That's when it feels like it matters. The Stoic practice is to find your role in the larger community and fulfill it excellently, not for recognition, not for reward, but because it's the right thing to do, because you're part of a society, part of humanity, and you have responsibilities that go beyond your own desires. You're a parent? Be the best parent you can be. You're a teacher. Teach with everything you have. You're a creator. Create things that serve others. You're a friend. Show up for your people. Whatever your role, do it with virtue. Do it with excellence. Do it with the understanding that you're contributing to something larger than yourself. This doesn't mean sacrifice your own well-being. The Stoics weren't martyrs. They understood that you can't pour from an empty cup. But they also understood that a cup that only pours into itself eventually poisons itself. You need to give. You need to serve. You need to contribute, not because you're morally obligated, but because it's how you build a life that actually means something. Right now, ask yourself, what am I contributing? Not just to my own life, to others, to my community, to the world. What value am I creating? How am I serving? If you died tomorrow, what would you leave behind? Would anyone's life be better because you existed? These aren't comfortable questions, but they're necessary questions. Start small. You don't need to save the world. You need to help one person. You need to create one thing of value. You need to show up for one commitment. You need to be excellent in one role, and then another, and another. Build a life of service. Build a life of contribution. Build a life that matters not just to you, but to others. The irony is this. When you stop focusing so much on your own happiness and start focusing on your contribution, you become happier. When you stop asking, "What can I get?" and start asking, "What can I give?" you find fulfillment. When you serve something larger than yourself, you become larger than yourself. You transcend your own small concerns. You connect to something meaningful. You build something that death can't take away. Marcus Aurelius was emperor of Rome. He could have lived for pleasure, for power, for personal gain. Instead, he saw his role as service. He served his people. He served virtue. He served the greater good. And 2,000 years later, we still remember him. not because he was powerful, but because he was good, because he served something beyond himself. What will you serve? What's your contribution? What's your purpose beyond yourself? Find it. Commit to it. Serve it with everything you have. Type this commitment. I serve something greater than myself. Choose what that is. Live for it. Number 10. Practice daily journaling. Know yourself to master yourself. The final habit. The one that ties everything together. The one the Stoics considered absolutely essential. Daily reflection. Daily examination. Daily writing. Marcus Aurelius didn't write the meditations to publish. He wrote them for himself. Every night, he would sit and reflect on his day. What went well? What didn't? Where did he show virtue? Where did he fail? What can he do better tomorrow? This practice, this daily accounting of yourself, it's how you actually change. Because you can read all the philosophy you want. You can learn all the principles. But if you don't examine your own actions, if you don't track your own progress, if you don't hold yourself accountable, nothing changes. You'll repeat the same patterns, make the same mistakes, stay the same person. Seneca wrote, "The mind should be examined and cross-examined every day, not once a month, not when you feel like it. Every day, because every day you're either becoming who you want to be or drifting away from it. Every day you're either practicing your philosophy or abandoning it. Every day matters." Here's how to do this. At the end of each day, take 10 minutes. Get a journal. Physical is better than digital. There's something about writing by hand that creates deeper processing. Ask yourself these questions. Write the answers. Be honest, brutally honest. What did I do well today? Where did I show virtue? Where was I disciplined, patient, courageous, wise? Acknowledge your wins. Give yourself credit. This isn't arrogance. This is recognition. You need to see your progress to build momentum. Where did I fail today? Where did I react instead of respond? Where did I choose comfort over discipline? Where did I waste time? Where did I let emotion control me? Where did I avoid discomfort? Be specific. Don't just say, "I was lazy." Say, "I scrolled for an hour instead of working on my project." Specificity creates awareness. Awareness creates change. What triggered me today? What situations, people, or thoughts made me react emotionally? What patterns am I noticing? Do certain situations always trigger me? Certain people? Certain times of day? Identifying triggers is how you prepare for them tomorrow. What am I grateful for today? What went right? What do I have that I didn't appreciate? Who showed up for me? What small moments brought joy? This keeps perspective. It balances the self-criticism with appreciation. It trains your mind to notice the good, not just the bad. What will I do better tomorrow? Based on today's lessons, what's one specific thing I'll improve? Don't list 10 things. Pick one. Make it actionable. Tomorrow, I will pause for 3 breaths before responding to criticism. One thing. Done excellently. That's progress. This practice, done daily, compounds. After a week, you'll notice patterns. After a month, you'll see real change. After a year, you'll barely recognize the person you were. Because you're consciously, deliberately, daily working on yourself. You're not hoping to improve. You're engineering improvement. The journal becomes a mirror. It shows you who you actually are, not who you think you are or who you pretend to be. And that honesty, that self-awareness, it's essential for growth. You can't fix what you won't acknowledge. You can't improve what you won't examine. You can't master what you don't understand. And years from now, when you look back through your journals, you'll see your journey. You'll see where you struggled, where you grew, where you fell and got back up, where you won. You'll have a record of your life, not as you imagined it, but as you actually lived it. And that record will be more valuable than any achievement, because it's proof of your effort, proof of your commitment, proof that you took this seriously. Start tonight. Don't wait. Get a journal. Answer those 5 questions. 10 minutes. That's it. But do it every night. Make it non-negotiable, because this practice is how you take responsibility for your own development. This is how you become the author of your own life, instead of just a character reacting to events. The unexamined life is not worth living. That's not just philosophy. That's truth. You deserve to live consciously, intentionally, deliberately. And daily journaling is how you do that. Type your final commitment. I examine my life daily to live it well. Honor this, practice this, transform through this. Conclusion. So, there you have it. 10 ancient Stoic habits that will stop your worrying, end your overthinking, and finally calm the storm inside your mind. But let me be absolutely clear about something. These aren't magic tricks. These aren't quick fixes. These are practices. They require effort. They require consistency. They require you to show up every single day and choose discipline over comfort, awareness over distraction, response over reaction. The Stoics didn't develop these practices because their lives were easy. They developed them because their lives were brutal. Marcus Aurelius faced war, betrayal, plague, and the weight of empire. Seneca navigated the treachery of Roman politics and eventual execution. Epictetus was born a slave. These weren't privileged philosophers theorizing from ivory towers. These were people in the arena of life, facing real adversity, real suffering, real challenges. And they found peace, not by changing their circumstances, but by mastering themselves. You're facing your own battles, your own anxieties, your own chaos. And yes, modern life is different, but human nature isn't. The struggle to find peace, to overcome worry, to build a life of meaning that's timeless. And the solutions the Stoics discovered 2,000 years ago, they still work. They work if you work them. So here's my final question for you. What are you going to do with this? Are you going to watch this video, feel inspired for 10 minutes, and then go back to the same patterns that have been stealing your peace? Or are you going to actually implement something? Are you going to actually change? Because here's the truth. Knowledge without action is worthless. Inspiration without implementation is entertainment. You can know every Stoic principle that exists. You can quote Marcus Aurelius from memory. But if you're not living it, if you're not practicing it, if you're not showing up every day and doing the work, then it's all just intellectual masturbation. It's all just noise. The Stoics believed in one thing above all else, that philosophy is not about thinking better. It's about living better. That wisdom is not measured in what you know, but in who you are. That the goal is not to be a scholar of Stoicism, but to be a Stoic. To embody these principles so deeply that they become automatic. So deeply that they define you. And becoming that person, that Stoic warrior who moves through life with calm strength and clear purpose, it starts with a single choice. Right now, this moment, the choice to take one of these practices and commit to it. Not all 10, just one. The one that resonated most. The one you need most. Pick it. Commit to it for 30 days. Master it. Then add another. Remember, you could leave life right now. Your time is finite. Your opportunities are limited. Every day you wait is a day you'll never get back. Every moment you spend in worry is a moment you're not spending in living. Every second you give to fear is a second you're stealing from purpose. But today can be different. Today can be the turning point. The moment you stopped being controlled by your mind and started mastering it. The moment you stopped waiting for perfect conditions and started building perfect character. The moment you stopped being a victim of circumstance and became the architect of your own experience. The Stoics teach us that we all have a choice. In every moment, we can react or respond. We can worry or act. We can be controlled by fear or guided by wisdom. We can live unconsciously or intentionally. We can waste our finite time or honor it. We can be slaves to comfort or warriors of discipline. The choice is always ours, always has been, always will be. So choose, right now. Choose to be someone different. Choose to practice. Choose to implement. Choose to become the person you're capable of being. Not someday, today. Not when things are easier. Now, when they're hard. Because that's when it matters. That's when character is forged. That's when Stoics are made. I want you to do something for me. In the comments right now, tell me which of these 10 habits you're committing to. Just one. Don't list all 10. Pick one, the one you need most. Write it down. Make it public. Make it real. That declaration, that commitment in writing, it creates accountability. It transforms intention into action. And while you're there, hit that like button. Not for me, for you. Because that small action, that engagement, it signals to your brain that you're taking this seriously, that this matters, that you're investing in your own transformation. And share this video not because I need views, but because someone in your life needs this message. Someone you know is struggling. Someone you care about is suffering in silence. Be the person who shows them the path. And subscribe. Because this isn't a one-time thing. Becoming a Stoic is a lifelong practice. And I'm here creating content every day to support your journey, to remind you, to challenge you, to keep you on the path when life tries to pull you off it. Remember, the obstacle is the way. The struggle is the teacher. The discomfort is the forge. Everything you're facing right now, everything that's challenging you, everything that's making you worry and overthink, it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. It's your opportunity to practice, to grow, to prove to yourself who you really are. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are not your circumstances. You are the consciousness that chooses how to respond to all of it. You are the captain of your mind, the master of your fate, the architect of your experience. And starting today, you're going to live like